Have you all seen the movie Homebreaker, produced and directed by Frederick Leonard? Okay, I'm going to give you the storyline in a bit, but let's talk about the cast. We have Frederick Leonard as Emeka. We have Queen Nwokoye as Akachi. We have Sharon Francis as Chichi. Francis Wadike as Johnson, and I don't remember her name, but she's a veteran Nollywood actress. She played the role of Emeka's mom. Right now, the movie was centered around a couple who had quite a good life, but something happened that made their life chaotic. Emeka's mom brought a girl to the house, decided to interject into their marriage by bringing a girl to the house. Beautiful girl, looking good and whatever, for Emeka to marry. We've seen something like this before in other movies. We've seen this kind of storyline. But this one has a twist to it that makes it quite intriguing and captivating, right? So she brings this girl to the house so that the girl will become Emeka's wife. Remember, Emeka was married already to Akachi. She brings the girl. She says, seduce him, make sure you get him to sleep with you, get pregnant, and give him a male child. Akachi was not your typical educated girl, but she was quite homely, right? And Emeka, the educated man, loved his wife the way she was, how she was. So this lady came into the marriage and it became chaotic. Akachi was not having it because she was angry, she was bitter, because she couldn't give birth to, or she didn't give birth to a son. She only gave birth to two daughters who were overseas schooling, right? Well, they kind of had a deal with Emeka's mom because Emeka's mom wouldn't let go. She was very recalcitrant. So they had a deal with the mom. The mom said, okay, let's Chichi stay and if you don't get her pregnant, then I'll come for her after 1 month. So Chichi decided to stay. Chichi, again, was someone who, not loose, as Nigerians would say, she was crazy. Akachi, on the other hand, was not the calmest one. She was also crazy. So two crazy people. But Akachi was crazy in a comprehensible way because this person came into her house to claim her house and claim her man. And she wasn't having it. After all these years, right? They were always bumping heads. He was from one chaotic situation to another. And Emeka, on the other hand, was a patient man, calm, collected, very, very, he was just patient. He was calm. So it was just a good blend between him and his wife, Akachi. So he was always caught in the middle of the whole quagmire. These two were fighting. These two were always at loggerheads. These two couldn't see each other eye to eye. So he was always in the middle of the whole debacle. Fiasco here and there. Well, Chichi tried all she could to seduce him, but it was to no avail. Eventually, Chichi slept with his friend. He had a friend in the office, more like a confidant. He was a good friend. So he was always telling the friend what was going on. He invited the friend over just for the friend to have a little feel of what he's going through. And when the friend came over, the friend saw Chichi and liked her in a sexual way. Well, Chichi bumped into his office unannounced, trying to seduce him. He sent her away, and Chichi ended up sleeping with his friend and got pregnant, pinned the pregnancy on Emeka. Now, anyone but Emeka would not believe Emeka when Emeka said, "This is not mine," right? Even his mom didn't believe him. His wife got angry with him. Even his friend at the office, right? Eventually, he threatened Chichi with an DNA test. Chichi eventually came clean and said, "You know what? This is not," she told the mom that this is not Emeka's. Emeka is not responsible for it. Francis Johnson is. That's Emeka's friend at the office. Emeka's mom got angry, told Emeka. Emeka was so angry, told his wife. His wife went from a 0 to 100 really quickly, went to confront her and whatever. The mom had to tell her to pack her bags and leave the house. Now, the wife was pretty insecure. She was so insecure that every time Emeka wakes up at night to work, whether he's working downstairs or anywhere in the house, she wake up and start looking for him. In her mind and her head, he's with what's her name now? Chichi, or Chichi's trying to seduce her husband, or she's trying to capture her husband. So she became in a state, she got herself into a state of unrest because she was trying to uncover a lot of stuff. And at some point, she even handcuffed, that part was really funny. She handcuffed herself and her husband. He couldn't move because she wanted every time he wakes up, she should wake up too. So it was that crazy, but that was how the movie ended. They later on forgave Chichi for what she did and told her if she wants to keep the baby, they are gonna help see the baby through school and take care of the child. Also, he confronted Johnson and also revealed the whole secret, including the sexcapade that was filmed via the cameras to Johnson's fiancée. Yes, Johnson had a fiancée. Now, let's talk about what I think about this movie. Have we seen this storyline before? Yes, we have. Absolutely. We have seen this storyline before. It's a cliche. It's just something we've seen a lot of times. Now, the only twist to this one is this one has a modern infusion to it. And also this one doesn't have the mom in the situation. The mom appeared and disappeared. This one was like a test and whatever. So it has a modern infusion to it. And it was funny because Queen Nwokoye, who played the role of Akachi, is a funny person. We've seen her movies. She knows how to interpret the local girl, yet very unrefined and rough around the edges kind of character. So she did a great job. She and what's her name again? Chichi. It was very funny. I had a good laugh. I think the fact that the movie was hilarious yet had a story to it, a message in it, kept me. Because most Nigerian dramas, they come with these messages. They come with lessons, morals, or whatever you're going to call it. This was not an exception. We've seen it happen a lot of times, especially in the Igbo culture, where a mother comes to interfere in the lives of the married couple because for some reason she wants her son to have a son, to continue the dynasty or the whatever, or whatever they call it. She wants that. So it's something that happens. It's not outside the box. However, the fact that it was hilarious, it came with the comedy that came with it made it quite interesting, right? That was one thing about the movie I loved. let's talk about how the characters interpreted their roles. Queen, excellent. Frederick, excellent. Vivian, excellent. His mom, excellent. Beautiful acting. There was no. I don't think there was a moment where I'd say it felt like it was not real, or it felt very fake and plastic. That moment was not there, because these are top tier actors and actresses in their own right, and they came with their A game and delivered such beautiful masterpiece. The only reason I'm not gonna hype this movie is because we've seen it a lot. I have seen it a lot, so I'm not gonna hype it because I've seen the storyline a lot. Even though these came with a twist to it, I've seen it a lot. That's one reason I'm not gonna really say, oh my god, he's on the roof and whatever. However, it is quite an interesting movie, and I like the way it ended. He went to the lady and said, you need to know the truth, XYZ. The lady screamed, and that was where it ended. I also another thing I liked about the movie is the fact that when she visited him at his office, where he rejected her, I was not sure, because his wife had a dream that they made out. That's the lady and her husband made out. So when she came and she tried to seduce him, and he kept on saying stop. The way he was saying stop didn't look like he was gonna repudiate her. So she went to lock the door, and before she could turn, he was behind her. So that was where that scene ended. So it was not shown whether he tried to do it or not. Then eventually she got pregnant. I predicted it. I knew he didn't get her pregnant. I knew it was his friend. However, quite a number of people wouldn't have. So that I like, because I don't like the fact that it has to be predictable all the time. So that I laughed. And what else? Yeah. So pretty much that's it. And how it ended. Like I said, we don't need a part 2. No part 2s, please. Once there's a part 2, that's the point. I'm going to come with my bazooka and my gun, AK-47, to shoot to fire him, because I'm going to rate it because it's not necessary. The way it ended, with its suspense, whatever, it should be left there. Tell me what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next review. Bye.